There are mothers who bless. There are mothers who curse. And then there are the mothers who do both at once. Among the figures whispered about in myth and folklore, Lilith stands at the edge of every story. She is called the first wife of Adam, the night demon, the seductress, the witch. And in this telling, she carries another name, one of the grim mothers. Not from ancient scripture, but from imagination that sees patterns across myths. Mothers whose wounds birth not only humans, but spirits, specters, and unseen beings. Before she became this dark mother, Lilith already had a shadowed past. Her name appears not only in Jewish folklore, but reaches back to Mesopotamia. Ancient tablets speak of lilītu, night spirits carried by the wind, slipping into homes when darkness fell. Some connect her to Lilītu, a terrifying figure said to prey on mothers and newborns. By the time she was woven into Hebrew legend, Lilith was already burdened with fear. In the medieval alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith is described as Adam's first wife, created from the same earth as he was. Unlike Eve, she refused to bow. She demanded equality, and when Adam tried to command her, she uttered the secret name of God and fled Eden. Later writings deepen this image, making her queen of demons, mother of restless spirits. In this act of rebellion, she became not only a demon, but also a symbol of the woman who will not be contained, of the mother who chooses differently. One tale says this: Lilith bore countless children, so many that she began to feel shame. Not for giving life, but for the excess, the uncontainable fertility that poured through her. When the Creator came to see them, she panicked. She did not want all her offspring to be seen. She wanted to appear respectable, measured, orderly. So she took half of her children and hid them. In some versions, she had time only to wash half, so that when God arrived, some stood radiant, while others remained dirty, concealed. But nothing can be hidden from divine sight. God looked upon her and said, "I see what you have done. Those you have shown will live in the light, but those you have hidden shall be hidden forever. Their fate is sealed, invisible to the eyes of men, dwelling at the edges of the world." And so the hidden children of Lilith became the unseen ones. The spirits that slip between trees, the ones you hear but never see, the presences that brush against you in rivers and forests. Here lies the darker question. Was it truly Lilith who was cruel, or was it God? She hid out of fear, but he condemned the innocent. What mother has not hidden something? What judge has not made the hiding worse by sealing it forever? Lilith's guilt is human. God's judgment is absolute. And that is what makes the story so chilling. In Scandinavia, the hidden had names. The water spirit who lures with music, the lady of the forest whose beauty hides a hollow back. There were spirits tied to places where human sight fails. In Iceland, they were called the hidden people, huldufólk. In Scandinavia, they were remembered as hidden folk, those who lived under mounds and stones and who could bless or curse depending on how they were treated. These beings were never linked to Lilith, but the resemblance is uncanny. If Lilith's curse was to birth what must remain hidden, then the hidden folk of the north feel like distant echoes of that same fate. The stories surrounding them were more than entertainment. Farmers believed their very survival depended on how they treated unseen neighbors, who blessed or punished. A farmer who left bread and milk by a stone might find his cattle healthy, his harvest rich. One who mocked or ignored them might lose a cow or find his children wasting away. In Iceland, roads were even redirected around boulders thought to house the huldufólk. To disturb them was to invite disaster. Their presence shaped life. One tale tells of a man who offered food to the huldufólk and later found his family mysteriously blessed with wealth. Another tells of a woodcutter who cut into a tree without asking permission and soon lost both his tools and his health. Some claim to hear children's laughter under the hills, faint and distant, entire families below. These were not just stories. They were reminders that the hidden world was close, and that respect was the price of safety. They are not demons in the Christian sense. They are the offspring of concealment. They carry the shame of their mother and the judgment of God. To humanity, they appear half in, half out of the world. They remind us that what is hidden does not vanish. It continues, unseen, shaping us from the dark. The story of the Grim Mother is both terrifying and human. Who has not hidden a part of themselves? Who has not wished that half their deeds, half their desires, half their past could be covered up, washed away? Yet the hidden never disappears. It becomes shadow, and shadow lives. The northern peasants who told these tales did not need theology to understand it. For them, rivers carried music that could drown a man. The forest held women whose touch was both gift and curse. The children Lilith had explained why the world was never safe. They poured out milk on stones, left bread in the forest, whispered prayers into rivers, not out of superstition, but out of necessity. For to anger the hidden children was to invite misfortune. Think of the water spirit, in Scandinavia called Naken. His fiddle plays by the rapids, his tune irresistible, pulling even the cautious closer. Once you are too near, the water claims you. In the story of Lilith's hidden children, he is one of her sons, not evil for the sake of malice, but born of being cast out of sight. His music is the echo of a child who was told, "You cannot be seen." Think of the spirit of the forest. Beautiful from the front, but hollow from behind or have a foxtail. She lures hunters, protects her forest, blesses or curses depending on her mood. She too is said to be of the hidden bloodline. She is hollow because she comes from absence. Her beauty is a mask for the truth that she was never meant to stand in daylight. In this way, Lilith becomes not only the mother of demons, but in this telling, the matriarch of northern spirits. The grim mother who birthed the unseen, whose shame populated forests and waters with presences humanity could never quite name. Psychologically, the myth speaks to repression. What you hide does not die. It grows in the dark, returning as something you cannot control. Jung called it shadow. Old tales called it spirits. Both point to the same truth: the hidden has power. Not just in individuals, but in societies. Every culture hides its unwanted children, the poor, the outcast, the forbiddens. They do not vanish. They reappear as folklore, nightmares, ghosts in the collective mind. Think of abandoned foundlings in medieval Europe, or the children taken from indigenous families in recent centuries. What societies wished to erase returned as wounds that refuse silence. Lilith's curse echoes not only in myth, but in history. And so the question lingers: who is crueler? The mother who hides what she cannot bear to show, or the God who curses what was hidden to remain unseen forever? Perhaps Lilith is not the monster at all, but the mirror of our own fear. Perhaps the cruelty lies in judgment that turns weakness into damnation. Lilith's curse is every human's curse. To conceal what we fear to reveal. To hide our children, our deeds, our desires, our weaknesses, only to find them transformed into forces that haunt us. The Stoics said, "Do not fear the truth, for what is real is never diminished by being seen." Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning to look at things honestly, without flinching. But Lilith's act of concealment teaches the opposite, that denial creates monsters. The peasants told the tale as warning: respect the rivers, fear the forests, honor the unseen. The deeper wisdom is this: deny half your offspring, live half haunted. The hidden children are everywhere. They are in the rustle of leaves, in the echo of empty houses, in the temptations that pull us where we should not go. They are in the memories we repress, the truths we silence, the parts of ourselves we exile. To live in the north was to live with them. To live with the knowledge that no one can ever hide all their children. Lilith as a grim mother is not only the mother of spirits. She is the mother of our inability to accept all of ourselves. And until we do, we too will live with hidden children, shaping our fate from the dark. But perhaps the most unsettling truth is this. The hidden children are not only out there, in the forests, rivers, and stones. They are also within us. Every silence we keep, every wound we bury, every longing we deny, they are all children of concealment. They wait in the dark, haunting our lives. To live wisely is not to banish them, but to face them. To acknowledge the children we have hidden, to give voice to what we once silenced. To walk into the forest and admit, I too am hollow-backed. Only in that honesty does the haunting lose its grip. Lilith's story is not only about demons or folklore. It is about the cost of denial. It is about the courage to see what we would rather turn away from. For in the end, the only thing more dangerous than the hidden children is pretending they are not ours. This was Lilith, the grim mother, and the curse of the hidden children. But she is not the only one. Every land has its grim mothers, and every shadow has its womb. Follow the path and you will find them here on Totum Vox.